What if one machine could change how we think about travel forever? Imagine something that removes distance, rewrites how we fly, and challenges everything we know about airplanes. Japan is known for taking bold steps in technology, but this time, they're not just upgrading an old idea, they're creating something completely new. This isn't just about being faster or quieter. It's also about helping the environment and using smarter energy. While many countries are still discussing how to deal with air pollution and traffic, Japan might already be one step ahead. Among their many projects is one that sounds almost too advanced to be real, but it's already in development. So what exactly are they building? And why is no one else doing it like this? One of the most exciting projects is called Zest, which stands for Zero Emission Supersonic Transport. This is a high-speed airplane being developed in Japan. It's designed to fly at more than 4 times the speed of sound, Mach 4, which means it could fly from Tokyo to Paris in less than 3 hours. What makes Zest really special isn't just its speed, it's that it promises to produce no pollution during flight. The aircraft plans to use engines powered by hydrogen instead of traditional fuel, which would mean no carbon dioxide emissions at all. That could make Zest a leader in green aviation, especially since the world is placing stricter rules on air pollution. Right now, Zest is still in its early design phase. It might not be ready to fly until the 2030s or even 2040. The project is led by Japanese engineers and is working with Airbus, a large European aerospace company. Some experts wonder if flying that fast with clean hydrogen engines is really possible. They also ask whether this technology will be affordable for airlines. Still, if Japan can make it happen, Zest could be the future of clean, fast flying. Another important project is the Mark II Aurora, a spaceplane created by Japan's space agency JAXA, airline company ANA, and Dawn Aerospace. Unlike rockets, this plane can take off from a normal runway like a regular jet, but it can reach the edge of space. This could change how we launch satellites or carry out space research. It could also make near-space travel cheaper and easier. The plane has already completed test flights, so it's more than just an idea, it's real and working. Japan is also thinking about using this spaceplane for both business and military purposes. With ANA involved, there might even be plans for space tourism in the future. However, there are still challenges, like how the plane will deal with the heat from going into space and coming back multiple times. It will also need to pass many safety and government rules. But if it works, Japan could become a big player in the new space economy. Then there's the Mitsubishi FX, also known as the F-3. This is Japan's next-generation fighter jet. It's being made to replace older planes and to compete with the best jets in the world. This plane will use stealth technology to avoid radar, advanced sensors to detect threats, and artificial intelligence to help pilots control the plane and even manage drone helpers in the air. The FX is being built with help from the UK and Italy, and the first models might be ready around 2035. Some worry that such a big project could face delays or cost too much. But if it succeeds, it could change the balance of air power in Asia. Before the FX, Japan created a plane called the X-2 Shinshin. It first flew in 2016 and was used to test new technologies, like 3D steering engines and radar-absorbing material. Most of this plane was built in Japan, which showed that the country could design and build modern aircraft without depending on other nations. The X-2 didn't go into full production, but its technology is now being used in the FX program. Some experts think parts of the X-2 might be used in future unmanned, pilot-free aircraft. Japan is also trying to make flying more personal and eco-friendly. The Tetra Aviation Mk5 is a one-person flying vehicle that doesn't need a runway. It's fully electric, with 32 small motors, and is made for short flights in or between cities. It can travel about 100 miles at 100 miles per hour. Unlike other flying cars that focus on luxury, the Mk5 is being made for everyday use, like commuting to work. It was shown to the public in the US and caught attention for its sleek design. But questions still remain, like whether governments will approve these kinds of aircraft quickly enough, and whether people will actually want to fly them. Another project focused on city travel is the SkyDrive SD-05. This is a two-seat flying car made to be used in real life, not just shown at tech shows. It takes off and lands vertically, runs on electricity, and is meant for short trips inside crowded cities. It can fly up to 60 kilometers per hour and travel up to 10 kilometers. It's being prepared for use at the Osaka Expo in 2025. If that goes well, it might become Japan's first real flying taxi. However, it still needs better batteries and approval from flight authorities. In military aviation, Mitsubishi is developing an AI-driven unmanned jet, a plane that flies and fights using artificial intelligence. This isn't like a remote-controlled drone. The AI on board will make decisions during the mission, such as where to fly or what threats to avoid. It could help with spy missions, electronic warfare, or even fly alongside human pilots. It will start testing in 2025, and if successful, it might lead the way to fully autonomous military aircraft. Japan is also involved with Archer Midnight, a city-hopping electric aircraft built in the US. A Japanese company is planning to buy 100 of these and use them in big Japanese cities. It's made for short flights, like from a city center to an airport. It carries 4 passengers and 1 pilot and is quiet and clean. Japan wants to use it by 2025 at the Osaka Expo, but there are still things to build, like landing pads, charging stations, and safe flight paths. Lastly, there's the Shinmeiwa US-2, one of the world's best amphibious aircraft. It can take off and land in the ocean, even when waves are high. It's used by Japan's Navy for search and rescue missions, especially in rough conditions or remote places. It has a short takeoff distance and can carry over 20 people. Its design is strong and advanced, and it has received interest from countries like India. Although it hasn't been widely sold yet due to its cost and other issues, it's still considered a one-of-a-kind rescue aircraft that shows Japan's skill in building special-purpose planes. The Kawasaki P1 is Japan's first maritime patrol aircraft that was completely designed and built within the country. Unlike other patrol planes that are often based on commercial aircraft, the P1 was created from the start to serve military purposes. Its main job is to find and track submarines, watch over the ocean, and collect important information. It uses 4 quiet turbofan engines, which help it fly far distances while staying quiet, something very useful when trying to locate quiet submarines. The aircraft carries advanced sensors, including a system that can detect tiny magnetic changes caused by submarines, as well as devices that release underwater sensors called sonobuoys. It also has radar that can spot small ships even in rough waters. The P1 isn't just used to gather information. It can also carry and launch weapons like torpedoes, depth charges, and missiles meant to target enemy ships. One very special feature of the P1 is that it is the first military aircraft in the world to use a fiber optic, fly-by-light control system. This system sends flight control signals using light instead of electrical signals, making it more resistant to electronic interference and more reliable in areas filled with sensors and signals. The P1 is already in active use by Japan's Navy and sometimes appears in joint exercises with friendly countries. With rising tensions in the Indo-Pacific region, the value of this aircraft's quiet and effective patrol abilities has become even greater. Some countries might one day consider it as a replacement for their older patrol aircraft, but time will tell. The Kawasaki C2 is Japan's most advanced military transport aircraft. It was built to replace the older C1 and to offer both tactical and long-range transport capability. Unlike many cargo planes that start as modified commercial planes, the C2 was designed entirely from scratch to meet Japan's military needs. It has a high wing design and 2 large engines, and it can carry more than 36 tons of cargo. This includes tanks, helicopters, or big equipment, and it can fly more than 8,000 kilometers. It can cruise at around 890 kilometers per hour, which makes it faster than many similar transport aircraft like the American C-130, and in some ways, it even compares to the larger C-17. Aside from its ability to carry heavy loads, the C-2 is known for its smooth and stable flight, modern electronics, and ability to operate from short or less prepared runways. These features allow it to perform in many situations, from combat missions to delivering aid after natural disasters. The plane has already been used to support missions in the Middle East and during emergencies in Japan, proving its practical usefulness. Some countries have shown quiet interest in buying the C2, but Japan's strict rules on military exports make this difficult. Still, the C2 marks a major step forward in Japan's ability to move troops and equipment by air over long distances without needing help from other countries. The Subaru/Bell UH-2, also known as the UHX, is a modern helicopter made for the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force. It was developed through a partnership between Subaru and the American company Bell, using the well-known Bell 412 helicopter as its base. However, the UH-2 has been greatly upgraded to fit Japan's military needs. It now has better electronics, stronger engines, and a tougher frame to improve safety and performance. It is used for many roles, such as carrying troops and equipment, rescuing people, and helping in disaster situations. Unlike older helicopters, the UH-2 was designed to be easy to maintain and very dependable. More units are planned to be produced in the near future. This helicopter is not flashy, but its strength lies in being practical and reliable. It plays an important part in updating Japan's helicopter fleet. There is also a possibility that this helicopter might be used in civilian jobs, such as transporting goods to offshore locations or helping fight forest fires. Subaru's role in building it means it could be made in larger numbers if needed, and the connection with Bell might help it get interest from other countries. While it may not be revolutionary, the UH-2 is exactly the kind of solid, dependable aircraft needed to replace older machines and keep operations running smoothly. The Honda Jet Elite II is Japan's most successful entry into the global market for business jets. It is built by Honda Aircraft Company in the United States and shows off several new ideas for small jets. One of its most unique features is the way its engines are placed above the wings. This unusual design reduces air resistance, allows more space inside the cabin, and makes the jet more fuel efficient. The Honda Jet can fly at around 778 kilometers per hour and travel over 2,600 kilometers without stopping. That means it can fly between major cities in Asia or across the US without needing to land. The cockpit has an advanced Garmin G3000 system with features like auto-landing and auto-throttle, which help make flying safer and easier for the pilot. What makes this jet really stand out is how comfortable and quiet it is inside, especially when compared to other jets in its category. It can carry up to 6 passengers in a stylish, high-quality interior that can be customized. Honda's attention to detail is visible in the little things: low maintenance needs, sleek design, and strong materials. Even though Honda is mainly known for making cars and motorcycles, this jet is changing how people see the company. It might even encourage other Japanese businesses to try building aircraft. For now, the Honda Jet Elite II proves that a company focused on consumers can enter the world of private aviation and truly make an impact. The Namco YS-11 is an important part of Japan's aviation history because it was the first, and so far only, commercial passenger plane that was completely designed and made in Japan after World War II. It was developed in the 1960s by the Neon Aircraft Manufacturing Corporation. The YS-11 was a twin-engine turboprop aircraft created to help bring life back into Japan's aircraft industry. It was built for short-distance travel and was used by airlines in Asia, the US, and South America. Over 180 aircraft were made, and it became a symbol of Japan's rise as a strong industrial nation. Even though the YS-11 was meaningful, it never performed as well as similar aircraft made in Western countries. It needed a lot of maintenance and didn't have a strong support system for foreign buyers. New jet aircraft also made it harder for the YS-11 to compete, and it was removed from many airline fleets earlier than expected. However, some YS-11 aircraft continued to serve in Japan's military and Coast Guard into the 2010s. There is now renewed interest in environmentally friendly short-range aircraft, so lessons from the YS-11 may help Japan develop new regional planes. Although it's considered outdated today, the YS-11 was an important step toward building Japan's aerospace capabilities. The Kawasaki O1, also known as the Ninja, was Japan's first fully homegrown scout helicopter. It was designed in the 1990s to replace the old OH-6 helicopters. This new helicopter had a special design that made it hard to detect by radar or heat sensors. It had a cockpit with 2 seats arranged in a row and focused on keeping the crew safe in dangerous areas. The OH-1 used quiet twin engines and had modern control systems, making it fast and easy to fly. It was mainly built for scouting missions, guiding attacks, and helping coordinate operations. Even though it was very advanced for its type, only about 40 units were ever made, which was much fewer than originally planned. This happened because it cost a lot to build, there weren't many buyers from other countries, and the world was starting to use more drones instead of manned helicopters for these roles. As unmanned aircraft became more popular for both military and civilian uses, Japan shifted its money to other aircraft like drones and upgraded versions of existing helicopters. Although not many OH-1s were made, the helicopter is still respected as a major achievement in Japan's aerospace progress. It proved that Japan could create its own modern, stealthy helicopters. Some of its technologies might be used in future aircraft, especially in new types of drones or hybrid vehicles that combine drone and helicopter features. Only time will tell. If you enjoyed learning about these aircraft, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment about which aircraft surprised you the most, and subscribe for more deep dives into future technology and aviation. There's still more to explore, so click on the next video and continue discovering how today's innovations are shaping the skies of tomorrow.